Hi, I'm Bill with LuckyFish Media, and for the past 15 plus years, I've been helping attorneys, law firms market and get found on Google and grow. And so, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a series of these, and this is going to be the first one. This is a website review of I searched Google for Lansing divorce attorney, and this was one of the top ones that came up, so I wanted to do a quick review. And what I'm going to talk about a little bit is all the things that I like about it, and then maybe some areas that I think, from my experience, that could be improved, make it better. I'm not going to knock anybody's design choices or whatever. I wasn't involved in the project, so I'm not here to tear anybody down or tear any websites down. I just want to kind of give my opinion from working in the area for 15, 20 years of what I think they do well and what could be worked on. So hopefully some of those things, if you're an attorney watching this, you can take to your own site and maybe make adjustments. So, and I am looking at this on a desktop, so obviously it's going to be a little different than mobile, but it's important still that you have a nice desktop version of your site. So let's get started. So I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, and I'm really sorry, but it's either Alane or Alane Family Law PC. So again, I just searched for Lansing divorce attorney. This came up and did very well. So let's just kind of walk through what I like about the site first. So I do really like this contact form background. It stands out. If somebody was looking at this, it definitely draws your eye, and it gives a real natural tone to the site. It doesn't look so cookie cutter, which I really like. And then even over here on the left, you can kind of see they've added some leaves, shadow of the leaves. So I think that's really nice. It kind of brings a texture to the website that I think so many times get left out. And it is, when you have a desktop version of a site, you can be a little bit more, with your designs, things can move around. You can have larger backgrounds, because on mobile, you really just want it to load fast, and you want, you can't really have all those design elements because it'll just slow it down. So it's nice to see them using this on a desktop, make it a little bit more comfortable for the viewer. So they've got their opening paragraph here, and then as you scroll down, I do like these practice area boxes. They flip around, and so you've got, like, I searched for Lansing divorce attorney, so I can see right here that they handle divorce, child custody, child support, appeals. So it has all their information there, and I love this textured background here. Again, it's easy to read. I like the icons a lot, and I like how it switches around. So they did a really nice job with that, laying that out, making their practice areas going to stand out, and highlighting and keeping it to 6, because sometimes law firms, they want to mention every practice area they've ever done, and it can get really crowded fast. So I think keeping it to 6 was a smart move, and it looks good. Scrolling down, I really like this area, the Meet the Team area. Again, they use the same background to kind of tie it in, and also when I hover over, I see that darker orange loop around, which I really, really like. And it kind of just stands out. It's different from the usual square boxes, like their tabs that stick out, and I think they did a really nice job with that, and I like it a lot. And then underneath, of course, they got their awards and recognition. I like this as well, putting out that they are recognized in the community, and that they have won awards, and that they rank well and things of that nature. So I really like that. Give it some verification for Google too. And here in the footer, I like what they did. They broke down their contact information. You can connect with them on Facebook and LinkedIn. They've got their disclaimer, privacy policy. Here, 2026, very important. If somebody sees 2022, 2021, something outdated like that, they're wondering, like, are they still around? Are they keeping up on their website? So that's a really good thing. And then, of course, again, they keep the textured background going. I'm a huge fan of textured backgrounds as long as the site is loading quickly. And I think they did a really nice job here where you can really read the font well, because sometimes people use backgrounds and you can't really read the fonts, and that doesn't do so great. And, of course, picture, it looks like their building maybe, and then who designed the firm. So they did a lot of nice things there. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up here, and maybe we'll dig into, like, the divorce page here. And I haven't gone through the whole site, so you're looking at this kind of the same time I am, and giving my first impressions, but also my experience on what I'm seeing. So very clean header up here. I can read, I can see with the team, I can see the family law practice areas they do. The why choose us, I think, is really huge. because it's what people are thinking. Like, of all the attorneys I could hire, why should I hire your firm? And so I like the fact they have colleague testimonials, and I like when you hover over, it's very easy to see where you're at. And resources are important because you want to be a resource for somebody if they come to your site. If maybe they're on the fence or something and they're choosing between you and some other firms and they see your resources section and go through and you have your process, I think that's really important to lay out, like if they call, what's going to happen, so they understand that and they're frequently asked questions. All that stuff is great. The contact us is really the last spot. That's pretty much where it goes. And then the phone number, I'd like to see that personally a little bit bigger, even if it's underneath, but it's okay. People see it's there. Scrolling down here, definitely a larger image here on a desktop version you can get away with. You wouldn't have this on Google or on a mobile, sorry. But it does say divorce, so people know like what pages they're on. Personally, I don't know if it really adds too much, but it looks nice. Here I really like the content, the way it's done. They've got nice larger fonts breaking it up so it's not just one long continuous small worded paragraph. Which is nice, and they also looks like they answer some questions right here, which is important not only for SEO purposes for Google and the AI, but it's also important for to communicate with the viewer, the potential client, because they may have some of these basic questions, and that way they'll already know the answers to that, where they can kind of confirm with you if they call, versus having to explain all that to them. So it's giving them some information but not overwhelming them. I like the fact they used a nice clean font here. It's easy to read, and I can see some links, which is really important for inside the site, which is great for Google again and search engine optimization. I wouldn't mind seeing these broken up even like with some type of divider a little bit, because it looks like there's different things going on here that could be broken up that way, but that's a nitpicky thing. Overall, it looks pretty good, and I like the fact here they have a nice little call to action. I wouldn't mind seeing like a larger button at the bottom, which would be nice, or maybe even offering like a free simple ebook, or what to expect when going through divorce, something like that. That's always good, because then the user could download that for free, or maybe they have to leave their email address, and then you could send out a quick note to them asking if they do need help. So the other thing I really like too about this site so far is there's no crazy amount of pop-ups. Like, I get the fact you want to have call to actions, I get you want to touch base with people and get their information, but here I feel like I could come here and comfortably look around the site. The colors are warm. I'm not being inundated with pop-ups, which I really, really like. And so also over on the sidebar here, I can see a testimonial here, which is a great start. Okay, good. I was wondering if they pulled some Google ones in, which is great. So that's really good. They've got their process here, which is really important again, because people, they may not want to call, and if they know, like, hey, when I call, this is how it's going to happen. I'm going to be able to talk to them for 15, 20 minutes. This is how they break their pricing down or whatever. That's really, really good, and it makes people feel more comfortable to reach out. Again, they did a nice touch with the backgrounds here and just kind of bringing the site, just making it more comfortable for the user and not being so cold. And I really like that. One thing I wanted to check out was their client testimonials here. So I see they have some from Google, they have some that looks like people wrote in, so that's really nice. Definitely looking back, thinking about the homepage, I would have liked to see maybe some more call outs to some of these testimonials on the homepage. Again, not super nitpicky, but I wouldn't mind seeing that, and we'll go back and review that really quick. Contact us page here. This is really nice, laid out very well, super simple. They could put some more keywords in here, something to the effect of, they have family law, but they could even add a small paragraph. Again, anywhere you can give Google a little bit of information with some SEO, some keywords, something like that, without inundating the viewer or slowing them down, I think that's good for Google, because contact pages really rank quite well for attorneys. And so that's an area where you don't want to just leave that page as like an afterthought. Like, it's really important. So again, like, the resource section looks good here. It looks like that's just a blank click here, so you can see their process. They did a nice job throughout the site. Everything is very similar looking. They kept the same sidebar so people can get comfortable. And again, I love the fact the font choices are very well done and easy to read. So I like that a lot. Oh, I forgot one thing I wanted to look at. Let's click on there, open the maps here. So they actually have 62 really, for 4.7 on Google. I would like personally to see them highlight that a little bit more on the homepage. That's a really good amount of reviews. And having that on the homepage is going to be really good for Google and really good for a viewer coming to their site, a visitor, seeing, wow, they have that many reviews and that's high quality. I better give these guys a call. Definitely they should take advantage of that. So let's go back to the homepage and talk about some of the areas of the site where maybe I think they can improve a little bit. Again, I wasn't involved in the decision making and I'm not here to tear anybody down. Just using my experience from doing this for a long time and also bringing a fresh perspective. I know sometimes attorney websites, they don't have time to look at it with an eye that hasn't been through the whole process. So I'm just fresh to the process and I'm just gonna give my 2 cents. And I try to view my own site that way. And every few months I look at it as a visitor would look at it. Like, is this good? Am I guiding people to the information they want? Do I have valuable resources here? So, have I created a video to break down that barrier? All those things. So I try to look at it with a fresh eye. So let's go through and some of the areas I think they can improve. So at the top here, definitely an area, it's hard to read. You can't see it with the background until I scroll down. So I wouldn't mind seeing that maybe with a white box around it here, or even just like something with an opacity of like maybe 60% so you can read this better, because you can't really see this writing on this background until you start hovering over it. And unfortunately, I have the experience to know to go up here and start doing this, where some people, they might even just look past this because they see Transform Your Tomorrow. And again, this is another area where this image, I don't quite understand how this image has what to do with family law, but I would like to see maybe more of like something with family related pictures there, or even pictures of people in the firm. But I know that's difficult to do sometimes, but I wouldn't mind seeing more of a family look to it. And then Transform Your Tomorrow. It does nothing for SEO purposes and search purposes. So this is valuable real estate. This is like beachfront real estate, and Transform Your Tomorrow. Nobody's searching Transform Your Tomorrow. They're searching for Lansing divorce attorney. And I think one reason that really helps them when I searched and they appeared towards the top was they have 62 almost 5-star reviews in Google, which Google algorithm ranks that very high. It has a lot of weight on it. So that's why I always tell people, like, get as many positive reviews as you can on Google and forget Avo, the other stuff, like focus on Google, because that's where you're going to rank up. So people are searching for that. So for them, their page titles are done pretty well. So you can see up here that has their name in Lansing, Michigan. I wouldn't mind seeing like family law and divorce, or family divorce and family law, something like that, because they have room there to add some more keywords. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. But Transform Your Tomorrow, like, I would rather see a call out with some type of keywords. So again, like, experienced Lansing family law attorneys, like, then you could say Transform Your Tomorrow, something like that, because you're really losing out on valuable real estate. And that is the same here, where competence meets compassion. This is a great secondary line. You really want to have a line above this, what's called an H1. An H1 tag is, you're telling Google, this is the most important writing on the page. This is who we are. This is what we do. So again, they're kind of missing out, where you could include divorce, custody, other keywords, and saying Lansing, highly experienced Lansing divorce attorneys, family law attorneys, something like that. So again, you're like just kind of, because nobody's searching competence meets compassion. Like, that's just not it. So, and then this home intro paragraph here, there's no links in here. I wouldn't mind seeing like a link to the divorce page, a link to the custody page. This is great again for the user, because if I come here for divorce, I'm like, oh, right there, and I click on it. So I'm already there. It's also good for SEO, because Google's like, they read that H1 tag here, then they come down and say, oh, there's the spider looks, and there's like, oh, there's the other links to the site, and it goes out and grabs those. So, and then the other thing is, there's nothing really bolded or anything in here, so to me, it's just my eyes glaze right over it, and I go straight down to the Transform Your Tomorrow. The contact us is really good, like I said here, but they have space here. I would like to see this more filled out. I'd like to see some more links, and I'd like to see some like bolding here. Also, they have this room here. Add some testimonials. Like, add one big testimonial here, put some stars around it. Then something like see our other reviews, and then it clicks to the internal testimonial page. Because you have the real estate there, like reviews are huge. People are looking for that validation that you have helped people like them, and the best way to do that is with Google reviews, because people usually have to be verified. So you still get the 1-star reviews where it has nothing to do with your firm. I see those all the time, unfortunately, and it's hard to get them removed. But with this, you have the real estate, like add some more language, add a better H1, and include some reviews right there, so you can like hook them in right away that you have the experience. You could also add a small video there, but that's neither here nor there. But it does help break down the wall for attorneys to see, or for the visitors to see the attorneys right away talking to them. But I would definitely add some reviews there for sure, call outs. And again, like we like this practice areas, and I meet the team, and then maybe under this, or even part of this, again, add some reviews in there, at least another one, so you can really verify, because people want to see those reviews in their face. Well, maybe they don't want to see them in their face, but they definitely want to. You want to make sure that they see them right away, so they will contact you because they want to know, like, and trust you. And by getting to know you, then they can like your website, like what you're doing, and then that adds the trust. So those are some of the things I would definitely think about updating or changing. But as far as the rest of the site, like, I love the attorney profile pages. The images are very warm and inviting. It's got their information, their phone number, definitely different ways to reach out to them. And I love this, how it's broken down here. All the information in the background, that is terrific, because not a lot of sites unfortunately do that. They're just basically like graduated law school 1987, and that's all they have. So it's really nothing for search, and doesn't help the visitor get to know this person. And I feel like after reading this, like, I have a good idea of what this attorney is about, and I'm ready to, one of the scariest times in my life, if you're looking for an attorney, this person can help me get through this, and they've helped others. And so I love these pages. They did a fantastic job on that. And then the family law is broken out really well, and they definitely have information here with, all this makes sense. It's laid out well, it's easy to read. But those are some of the things I would definitely update. That it's primarily that homepage, like phone number bigger, make this whole area easy to read, change this image, H1 tag here with something that has more keywords in it, maybe some bold here, and then add a nice testimonial. And I think that could go a long way. Other than that, it's a very nice site. Really like it, and they did a nice job. So that's all I have to say on this website. Thanks for watching.